In this video, we'll be looking at how to find square root of numbers. Now, the first thing you need to know is that this is the symbol we use for square root. So when you see this symbol, it means square root. Now, if I ask you what's the square root of 4, what I'm asking is what will you multiply by itself to get 4? Now, you would know that 2 times 2 is 4. Can you see? If I multiply 2 by itself, I get 4. It means that the square root of 4 is 2. Do you understand? Now, if I ask what's the square root of 9, I'm asking you what will you multiply by itself to get 9? We know that 3 times 3 is 9, so it means that the square root of 9 is 3. Does this make sense? If I ask what's the square root of 16, it means what will you multiply by itself to get 16? And you know that 4 times 4 is 16. That means the square root of 16 is 4. Do you understand? So normally we know that the square root of 25 is 5, because 5 times 5 is 25. The square root of 36 is 6, because 6 times 6 is 36. We know that the square root of 49 is 7, because 7 times 7 is 49. We know that square root of 64 is 8, because 8 times 8 is 64. We know that square root of 81 is 9, because 9 times 9 is 81. We know that square root of 100 is 10, because 10 times 10 is 100. We even know that the square root of 121 is 11, because 11 times 11 is 121. And we know that the square root of 144 is 12, because 12 times 12 is 144. We may even know that the square root of 169 is 13, because 13 times 13 is 169. So this is common knowledge for a lot of students. But the question is, when you get to bigger numbers, how do you find their square roots? For example, if I ask you what's the square root of 1024, how do you find the square root? That is what we are going to treat in this video. So we have this question, what is the square root of 225? Now, how do we find the square root of a number, any number, whether big or small? Now, look at what we are going to do. We are going to divide. We will divide by prime numbers. Remember prime numbers, 2, 3, 5, 7, etc. Can we do that? So we know that 2 cannot go into 225 because 225 is an odd number. So we try 3. 3 in 22 is 7, remainder 1. 3 in 15 is 5. Can you see? Now 3 can still go in 75. 3 in 7 is 2, remainder 1. 3 in 15 is 5. Now 3 cannot go in 25, so we try 5. 5 in 25 is 5. Then we have 5. 5 in 5 is 1. Do you understand? Now because we are looking for square roots, remember square root of 9 equals to 3. Because 3 times 3 is 9. And remember, another way to write 3 times 3 is 3 square. Does that make sense? So what we are going to do is to find the square root of any number, you pair same numbers. Now what I mean by that is that we have 2 3s, so we pair them together and we pick 1. We have 2 5s, we pair them together and we pick 1. So it means that the square root of 225 is 3 times 5, which is equals to 15. Do you understand? So square root of 225 is 15. Does this make sense?